Breaking news now. The Islamic State struck a blow to Vladimir Putin, claiming they shot down a Russian civilian airliner shortly after takeoff over the Sinai, and Arizona Senator John McCain may be partly to blame. The group claimed on Twitter Saturday that, quote, the fighters of the Islamic State were able to down a Russian plane over Sinai province that was carrying over 220 Russian crusaders. They were all killed, thanks be to God.
Information coming in that ISIS is claiming credit, saying they shot down Russian flight over Egypt that crashed in the Sinai Peninsula. According to information, Yusuri Mohammed and Ahmed Mohammed Hussein are saying that a Russian airliner carrying 224 passengers crashed into the mountain areas of Egypt's Sinai Peninsula on Saturday, shortly after losing its radar today contact near cruising altitude, killing everybody on board, all 224 passengers. Now, a militant group affiliated to the Islamic State in Egypt in the Sinai province, and in a statement said they brought down the plane in a response to the Russian airstrikes that have killed hundreds of Muslims on Syrian land.
We start with the breaking news this morning, and that is that a Russian airliner with more than 200 people on board has crashed in Egypt. In the last hour, rescue teams have reached the crash site in the Hassana area of the Sinai Peninsula, just south of Arish, with reports that the Airbus A321 jet has been completely destroyed. Well, we can cross now to Cairo and speak to our Middle East correspondent there, Shireen Tadros, who joins us on the line. Shireen, as we say there, the latest information coming in is that the site has been identified and the Egyptian rescue teams are on site.
That's right. I mean, a lot of ambulances are still on their way, as we understand it, but some have arrived, and so too have Egyptian security officials, and that's where we're getting the official information from. And what they're telling local media is that most of this plane has been destroyed. They don't expect that there are many survivors, if any, unfortunately. And they're also saying that because the area is so remote, because this is a mountainous part of the peninsula, it has been very difficult to access, and that, you know, the nearest hospital would probably be around 70 kilometers or so away. So if there are any survivors, it's going to be difficult to get them help and get them, you know, into a hospital or facility very fast. And that is another problem, another challenge for the Egyptian rescue teams. We also know on another level that the Prime Minister and his other cabinet ministers will be meeting very shortly. They've all cancelled their plans for the day. The Prime Minister is meant to go on a visit somewhere else in Egypt. He's cancelled that.
Serious, folks. Let me just tell you what's going on. We got breaking news right now. China is warning the United States about the fact we have warships now in South China Sea, and we are patrolling those man-made islands that the Chinese have made. According to CNN reports, China said it warned and has tracked a U.S. Navy warship as it came close to one of its artificial islands in the South China Sea contested waters. Now, China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said Tuesday that the vessel illegally entered into the waters of China's Sprat Islands. The action taken by the United States warship has threatened China's sovereignty and security interests and has put the safety of personnel on the reefs in danger. A ministry statement said 2 Chinese warships as well as naval warships monitored and warned the American vessel, China's defense ministry said. Now, China says the U.S. warship has threatened China's sovereignty and its security interests. Also, China's defense ministry said it conducted a transit within 12 nautical miles of the artificial island reef there this morning. Also, the operation put the ship within an area that would be considered China's sovereign territory, and if the United States recognized the man-made islands as being Chinese territory, the official added. Well, the United States hadn't breached the 12-mile limit since China began massive dredging operations to turn their reefs into artificial islands back in 2014. And even though the maritime law doesn't usually accord territorial waters to islands built on previously submerged reefs, so there's a question whether or not these islands are legally going to be acknowledged by the international community. Well, maybe
Marines have now been detected hanging around near the major internet cables deep in the ocean. About 5 miles on the bottom of the ocean are cables. Now there's lots of them, folks. They run through the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, all over the oceans. But Russian submarines have been spotted down near the cables, and that's making people very uncomfortable here in America, because Russia could sever those cables using the nuclear sub and shut down the entire internet for United States and Canada. So why are these guys hanging around down there? And so, you know, here we go again. I mean, every time you turn around, we have Russia, you know, taking over Crimea. Oh, and by the way, Russia today shut down all planes flying in and out of Russia to Ukraine. No more flights. They've been shut down. So you can expect something's going to happen here soon between the pro-Russian rebels and even the Russian troops and Ukraine. And this, I don't think they're going to go smacking the internet, but if a war was to break out, Russia's getting themselves in position. They can have a lot of leverage in a lot of different areas. Putin is a mastermind, ex-KGB agent with a mastermind in political warfare. Barack Obama is a community organizer.